What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special Thanksgiving edition of the ConTENders. My partner in crime, Ben Rasa, here to make his 3 picks. I assume my 3 picks going to be significantly better, but we're going to give you our best bets, one from each game for the NFL this coming Thursday. Ben, you excited for Thursday football?
I'm very excited. My favorite slate of the year. Hopefully we get 3 games. We're recording this a couple days early, but we're going to pray that this Ravens game continues. I'm excited. You got a fighting. I'll give you this. You have a fighting chance. In golf, a little mismatch between us, but we'll see what you can do here. I do want to say real quick, go to Odd Shopper. That's where we're getting these lines from. Things are going to change. Make sure you check that out to get the best numbers on these picks, but let's dive in. I'm going to go first here, if that's cool with you.
That's fine.
We're going to start with the Texans and the Lions. Houston, 2.5-point favorite here. I'm going to their backfield, specifically with Duke Johnson, who's dominating their backfield right now, and I'm going to go to the reception game. His prop sits at 3.5 receptions, slightly juiced to the over. I see -130, but he had 5 targets last week, and as I said, he's dominating the backfield work. Detroit's terrible against running backs in the reception game. They're allowing north of 5 per game. I think the Texans have to lean on him. Limited options there. I think he has a big day, particularly catching the ball. I'm going to go over 3.5 to get my cards started.
Well, that's exciting. We're sort of going in the same direction, but I think mine is just simply better. I'm going to Brandon Cooks over in receptions, 5.5. You can get +120. You've laid out clearly some of the reasons that looks good. I'll touch on Cooks personally. Over the past 5 weeks, these are targets starting in week 5, 12, 9, 9, 9, 8. Last week was the low at 5, but he still had 4 catches. He's a big piece of this offense, and the Lions stink. 28th overall in defense from PFF, 30th in coverage, which I think fits Cooks a little bit more. To be able to get better than even money on over 5.5 looks great to me, but it sounds to me like we're both just keeping our eye on the Texans. I assume that if we dug deeper into this, we would probably have a couple more Texans bets that would look good as well.
It seems that way. I'm not really believing in this Detroit defense. I think there's a lot of way to attack it. And again, just to speak to it, that's why you want to shop these numbers. If you see some prices that are hanging, we can take advantage on that side.
Now, I do want to let you guys know about a little promo we're running. This isn't necessarily going to be a sports betting piece for you, but if you're in the DFS market, you can use the promo code Mayflower. It's going to be good up until Thanksgiving, so up until Thursday. You can get our NFL Express package for $1. That's projections, ownership, access to our Slack channel, all the goods that Alex Baker puts out. You can try it out now for a week for $1. It's the perfect time to do it because you'll have the coverage for Thursday. You'll be able to use it for Sunday's main slate, even Monday's showdown slate. All of your content will be covered by that $1. So use the promo code Mayflower when signing up, and you can get that NFL Express weekly package. That's the one you have to pick when you try to sign up, when you go to awesemo.com/join. If you pick any other package, you're going to get an error that says that code doesn't work. It's got to be NFL Express Weekly. And now we're on to just an absolute barn burner. Football team versus Cowboys. The floor is yours.
This is a big game. Listen, they're both 3-7, but you win this game, you're possibly in the driver's seat in the East for a little while. Cowboys at home, 3-point favorite right now. I'm going there. I believe that they found something last week. Huge win against Minnesota, but it was more how they did it. Dalton comes back. That's a huge advantage. Zeke, north of 100 yards. They shifted around the offensive line, and it seemed like they found some things in terms of Zach Martin and co. opening up some holes. Pollard contributing. They've got the weapons. We already knew that. CeeDee Lamb, Cooper, Schultz looked okay. Obviously Gallup as well. So this is a team I just simply think is better. With Dalton at QB, the stability is there. And I know you're going to speak about the Washington side. I am not a believer on this team on several levels. So give me the Cowboys. I'll lay the 3 points at home.
Give me the 3 points. I'm taking the football team. Look, first and foremost, Alex Smith is better than Andy Dalton.
No, yes. He's not.
Just because he can't move anymore. That's besides the point. We've already seen this team win 25-3 in week 7. Wasn't close. Cowboys never in it. The 4 best games that the football team has played this season based on PFF grades have all happened in the last 4 weeks. Their best performance was this most recent game that they played against Cincinnati. I think they're in a great spot. They're certainly not worried about going to Dallas to play. That's not holding them back. This isn't going to be 100,000 screaming fans in Dallas. It's just not the same experience. Although honestly, it's Texas, so there might be 100,000 screaming fans.
Yeah, you don't know.
Who knows at this point? I don't think that they're all that bad. They're just not super good. And there's a lot on the line in this game. It's really important for Washington to pick up a W here. The loser of this game is basically out of the race to win the NFC East. Having that game in hand against Dallas, I think, is huge. I really like the way that they've been playing. The line has looked great as of late. I am a little bit biased as a football team fan. I'm really proud of myself, honestly, for saying football team every time. Give me the points. I want Washington. Your Dallas bet is crazy.
No, it's not. And furthermore, keep an eye on the status of McLaurin, of Gibson. They're sporting Q tags. This line could move. Getting it at 3 was huge. It was 3.5 at one point, and we'll have to see where it ends up. But Dallas at home, I think, gets it done. If Joe Burrow didn't get hurt, we would be having a different conversation because Washington was going to lose that game. That's neither here nor there. We've got one left. We hope this game gets played. What are you doing for the nightcap, the big game out of Pittsburgh?
Yeah, this one I think people are going to have a little bit of a problem with. But not only do I want to go to the Ravens, I would like to take the Ravens money line. I think they win this game outright. Last I saw the line, it was plus 180. I have a feeling that Baltimore picks up a W here. They have been not great. They dropped their last 2. They've lost 3 of 4. They started that streak out by losing to Pittsburgh. They dropped that one by 4. But there's one little thing that I saw in that game that I thought was really interesting. The Steelers had their worst performance against the run against the Ravens. Now, that stands out to me because it's on a completely different level. They have been dirty from a run defense perspective. But the Ravens did sort of crack that in week 8. I think they right the ship here. Obviously, we know Pittsburgh undefeated. I don't expect them to go undefeated. They've got a date with the football team the week after. This seems like the spot where they drop a game. They don't have to deal with the pressure of being undefeated any longer. And then the Steelers come back next week and just really put a hurting on Washington. I am willing to bet on Lamar Jackson riding the ship here and taking out the Steelers.
You know, if you've watched any of my shows in recent weeks, I have had this game circled for a while. I didn't want it to be in the situation we have with COVID issues for Baltimore, for them kind of limping in off some disappointing efforts. They've lost 2 straight. I'm with you, though. I agree with that. I'm all on Baltimore. I'm going to structure mine a little differently. I'm going to go to Lamar specifically and his rushing yards because I think it's highly correlated. If they do win, especially with multiple guys in the backfield possibly out, that Lamar has to do it on the ground. And I want to go back to this week 8 game. Yes, they lost by 4 points to Pittsburgh. And I'm not saying you just take away turnovers, but Lamar lost 2 fumbles and he threw 2 picks and they lost by 4 points. 4 turnovers and you lost by 4 points. He had 16 carries in that game. That's his high of the season. In a game like this, I think they have no choice. I could see him push for 20 carries in a game like this. For me, they have to absolutely lean on him, and his rushing prop is only 60.5. He's gone over 50 in 5 straight games. If the volume is there, and I expect it to be, I think that Lamar does lead the Ravens to a victory, but I'm going to specifically target his prop over 60.5 rushing yards on Thanksgiving night.
I love it.
God, I hope the Ravens don't kill us. Come on, Ravens.
I mean, I'm going to go 3 for 3. Cooks, football team, Ravens outright. That'll be a pretty fun one to talk about.
At least we know, barring some type of logical fallacy, one of us will get a win in the middle. So the show can't get swept, and that's the silver lining to this.
So if you were going to be looking for some of these lines, where would you go to find them?
I told you already, you got to go to awesemo.com and get to OddsShopper. You'll see it right across the top of that banner. And the great thing about it, it's not just the point totals. You can go there and you can see all the spreads from all the books. But what you can do, you can dig into the player props. You have a search function. You type in anyone's name, their prop pulls right up. So that's what I did here. I went Go to the rushing stats, type in Lamar, boom, 60.5. You see it at each book, you see where the value is, and you have options. And like I said, even if you don't use these particular books, it's a great place to go just to take the temperature of the industry. You see where the lines are at, and then you can apply it wherever you may bet and say, okay, this is a little undervalued, this is a little overvalued. So I really recommend everyone go checking it out. Totally free right now, so there's no reason not to.
There you go, guys. Thank you for joining us on this one. This is our special Thanksgiving edition of our ConTENders picks. Keep your eyes peeled for more sports betting content. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday, and we will talk to you again in the future.